Welcome to the PERC Education Job Fair webinar. Representatives from the PERC Executive Board are hosting today's webinar. I'm Dorothy Zillick, and joining me are my colleagues who will introduce themselves for voice recognition.
Hello, this is Andrea Zito.
Hi, this is Diana Brush.
In today's webinar, we will cover recruiters' expectations of candidates, tips pertaining to preparation, appropriate dress, what to expect at the fair, as well as how to follow up with recruiters after the event. Andrea, what do employers expect of candidates who attend the job fair?
Recruiters expect candidates who are confident and competent, who are able to initiate and carry conversations about their work, who have good eye contact, who are dressed professionally, who have a commitment to the profession, are well prepared, have knowledge of the schools or districts they interact with, who show enthusiasm and passion for students, curriculum, and subject matter, and who demonstrate a love of learning. One of the most important things for you to have during your job search is an understanding of yourself. The product you are selling is you, so you must know yourself inside and out. You need to know your strengths, weaknesses, and who you are as an educator in order to communicate effectively with recruiters about how you align with their priorities. Keeping this in mind as you consider our advice throughout this webinar and as you prepare for the job fair. Each of you brings something different to the table, so you will demonstrate things like your commitment to the profession, excitement about your content area, and other characteristics differently from your peers. Diana, why should a candidate take the time to research the school districts and other agencies they might encounter?
Well, it's important for candidates to research the organizations because it will help them target the schools that they will want to meet. We have over 200 employers that will attend the job fair, so this will help them narrow down their choices that day. But more importantly, it will help the candidates stand out from others when they show they have the knowledge and understanding about the school district. It shows the school district they have a high level of interest. To see which school districts will be attending the fair, they can click on the For Candidates tab. We provide a link to an A through Z listing of employers, as well as an at-a-glance listing of schools with the certification areas for which they have or will have vacancies on the webpage. Let's move on to how candidates can even be more targeted in their research. After reviewing the registered organizations, select the schools and districts you'd like to research even further. We recommend that you look at lesser known organizations and keep in mind that the more popular school districts will also be the more competitive. Go to the school district websites to learn about their characteristics and culture, geographic location and community demographics, student demographics, department webpage, or other pages that might give you a sense of context for the position. Next, develop questions to ask the recruiters and talking points that allow you to demonstrate your knowledge of and interest in the school district. Once you have completed your research, you may need to revise your resume to adapt it to your top-tier school districts and their opportunities. You can seek assistance from your career services office if you need it. It's also appropriate to send a cover letter email to school districts before the fair, expressing your interest in speaking with the recruiter at the fair, or indicating that you'll be attending the fair and welcome the opportunity to schedule an interview appointment at the fair in advance. Andrea, how can a candidate make a memorable first impression with a recruiter?
Good question. First impressions are made as soon as you approach the recruiter. How are your handshake, eye contact, and posture? Where is your name tag located? How will you introduce yourself? Upon check-in, you receive a name tag. Place it on the upper right-hand shoulder so that the recruiter can read your name and see your certification area while he or she is shaking your hand. Introduce yourself with a prepared personal commercial, also referred to as an elevator speech. Think of it as an introduction that would take as long as it takes to go from one floor to the next on an elevator, usually 30 to 60 seconds. Here's an example. Hello, my name is Jane Smith, and I will be graduating from the best university with a bachelor's degree in secondary education with special education in May. During my student teaching experience at Northview High School, I taught 2 sections of world history, a section of psychology, and co-taught the AP history class with my mentor teacher. After reviewing your website, I think that I'm a good fit for your district because of the focus you put on cross-departmental collaboration and writing across the curriculum. During my student teaching, I was able to work closely with the English teachers to reinforce lessons my students were learning in English in the work they did in my classroom. My co-teaching experience gave me a great perspective on how 2 teachers can bring their strengths and ideas to a classroom to make it engaging. In addition to your elevator speech, here are some tips for a strong handshake. Try to remember E, F, G, 1, 2, 3. E for eye contact. You always want to make good eye contact. F, G to remember to have a firm grip. And 1, 2, 3 to remember to give someone's hand 3 good shakes. Tips on a good handshake and a sample elevator speech are available on YouTube and links provided in this webinar. Diana, can you talk about the interview process?
Absolutely. Preliminary interviews, ranging from 5 to 30 minutes, are conducted by the majority of school districts that attend. Interviews can be held at the booth in the exhibit hall or in a designated interview area in the South Hall. Interview cards will be given to the candidates by the recruiters. Please be aware that many school districts have similar names or the same name. They are from the same or different states. So before you leave your booth, check your card to make sure the full name and state are listed. To prepare for on-site interviews, don't hesitate to contact your career services office to learn about options for practice interviews, also called mock interviews. These are designed to simulate the real interview experience. Dorothy, what would a well-prepared candidate take to the job fair?
That's an excellent question. It is recommended that you take a professional folder or Padfolio, a professional pen, one without advertising on it, as resumes for as many schools that you plan to visit, plus a dozen extra for good measure, and some copies of your reference sheet. It is recommended that you develop and print a copy of your hit list of the school districts you plan to visit. You might prioritize your list by including some must-visit schools at the top and a second tier of schools below to make sure that you are using your time wisely. Bring portfolio materials to show such information as lesson plans, should you be asked. Be prepared with hard copy materials should Wi-Fi service be disrupted or you have mobile device malfunction. Andrea, how do recruiters expect candidates to dress for the fair?
When considering your wardrobe for the job fair, always err on the side of being conservative. If you have one, wear a suit. Be careful of trends. Don't wear your clothing too tight, too short, or see-through. Earrings should complement and not distract from your outfit. Piercings should be removed and tattoos covered. Clothing must be clean, pressed, and fresh. You should wear a neat professional hairstyle. Avoid perfumes and colognes. And wear professional, clean and polished, comfortable shoes. You may want to avoid high heels and wedges because you will be on your feet all day. Diana, what logistical considerations should student candidates be aware of?
Well, one of the first things is parking. There is limited parking at the Monroeville Convention Center. So PERC provides free shuttle service from a designated overflow parking lot, which is located at the nearby Monroeville Mall in lots 18 through 22 near Macy's. Do not park at any other nearby stores or businesses or your vehicle will get towed. Please just check and park at the designated lot that we have contracted with. The next suggestion, arrive early. Over 1,000 candidates attend the PERC job fair. The PERC exhibit hall opens at 9:30, but we recommend that you arrive to the venue by 8:30 a.m. to secure convenient parking, be shuttled to the site, be the first in line, and have time to review the hard copy directory, which you will be given upon check-in, as well as the floor plan. Report to the candidate check-in to obtain your name tag, and after the hall opens, in that area, there will be a candidate lounge where you can revise your plan, wait for your fellow job seekers, rest or eat. You might also want to consider booking a hotel room or staying with friends in the area to avoid the traffic in the morning and to arrive fresh. Hotels and special room rates for PERC attendees are listed on the PERC website, and these special rates go fast, so make hotel arrangements early. Now we'd like to show you the layout of the job fair. In this sample floor plan, you will see that the job fair takes place in both the north and south halls of the convention center. Candidates enter the fair at the south hall entrance. You'll see the shuttle drop-off and pickup area there. You will wait in the candidate area until the exhibit hall opens at 9:30. Also located in the South Hall will be a candidate lounge and the interviewing area. The North Hall houses a concession stand and the exhibit hall booths. Dorothy, what other tips can you offer to make a candidate feel more comfortable with navigating through all those job fair booths?
Take the initiative to introduce yourself with a handshake and a smile, followed by handing your resume while presenting your personal commercial. Remember that this is the time to bring together the research and preparation you've done, including the work that you did to generate examples from your personal and educational experiences to communicate with the recruiter. Be ready to guide the conversation with questions and information about yourself. Also, it is very important to gather information to follow up. Obtain a business card, inquire about the follow-up process and timeline. Always thank the recruiter, and avoid such things as asking salary questions, cell phone conversations or texting, and taking company mementos before talking to the recruiter. Andrea, is there anything else candidates might encounter at the job fair?
Well, you want to remember employers are interested in hiring you, not your friend, parents, or spouse. For that reason, only candidates may enter the fair. There will be lots of people. If you can, attend early in the day when recruiters are fresh, alert, and attentive. Allow plenty of time to visit employer booths. Since there will be lines, you may want to consider visiting school districts that may not be a household name first and then go back to the better-known organizations. Interviewing is very common at PERC. PERC permits both the employer and candidate to make contact prior to the fair to pre-schedule on-site interviews. Interviewing begins at 9:30 a.m. when the fair opens. If you've scheduled an early interview, you will want to arrive early to be at the beginning of the line. Interviews are held at the booth or in the interview room. Please make sure you verify the interview location when scheduling your interview. In addition, on-site job offers and open contracts are very common at PERC. Don't feel pressured to respond immediately. It's okay to take some time to think about it if you're offered one. It's also important to follow up with recruiters after the job fair. We'll give you some tips. The follow-up after the fair is as important as the fair preparation and the interactions that you have. Make notes on your interactions with recruiters so that you can remember them later and call to mind specific things about your interactions. You should obtain a business card or ask for contact information if business cards are unavailable. You want to follow the application procedures described by the recruiter. If they say apply online, you should apply online. Complete the entire application. Send the recruiters short thank you notes, letters, or emails to thank them for their time, to let them know that you followed through with any steps they suggested you take, and to re-express your interest. Make sure you are using professional language in your follow-up communication. It's beneficial to follow up with the recruiter within 1 or 2 days. When you're communicating after the fair, you should be sure to enclose or attach a copy of your resume. If you're contacted for an interview, follow up regardless of whether you accept the interview or not. These interactions set you apart from other candidates and demonstrate the sincerity of your interest and your appreciation of the recruiter's time. Diana, could you tell us about the Educator Excellence Award?
Gladly. This is our 3rd year that we are recognizing 10 future and current educators with a one-time $500 cash award. To be eligible for the award, you must be an undergraduate, graduate, or post-baccalaureate student or an alumnus of a PERC member institution. You should have earned or will earn your certification by December 31st, 2019. You must register and participate in the education job fair. Complete the online application and submit the supporting documentation that is requested. The link to the online application will be live the day after the fair on March 28th. Candidates will be notified by mid-July of the status of their application. Dorothy, what final comments can you offer our candidates?
Oh, well, thank you, Diana. Additional valuable tips from employers and candidates can also be viewed on our website at percjobfair.org and our YouTube channel. We also invite you to connect with us through social media platforms. Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you at the fair. Thank you.